I did not think that there would be a film about me, and spent many years being a little bit weirded out about that, albeit like vulnerable. But it was so effective to walk into a board of supervisors meeting with cameras and have a whole camera crew with me. People didn't know what was going on. People would just then come to expect it and try to be in the frame, looking important. Over the part where I'm self-conscious about being perceived. And at the end of the day, I just wanted the organizing and the idea that organizing is critical to our movements. I wanted to make sure that that was communicated and that people got that. And when it seemed like not only were audiences receptive in picking that up, but I would see, especially family childcare providers or providers, in addition to parents, really seeing themselves in the story. And so that helped me sort of move out of my own way and think this can be a really great tool, right, to organize. So I'm thrilled that I can contribute in this way, because obviously I can't be everywhere and organize everywhere. I can't be in every coalition. I can't, as much as I would love to. It's an opportunity possibly for other folks to want to become organizers. Please, let's have more organizers. Let's have more folks say, yes, that's what I want to do with my life. Or families who've been impacted saying, I can do that, right? And to see themselves, in not just in the story of what's happened in systems and what's failed us, the story of the possibilities.
Every one of us, in making this film had a stake in it. We wanted to make sure that this film would be the best possible representation of the incredible work that happens in organizing every day, and that it would be a tool that would uplift and amplify that work.
Are you a registered Alameda County voter? Yes. Would you sign a petition for the Health and Child Care Initiative for Alameda County?
What we did over and over is show up in spaces where people didn't expect us. We did our research on where decisions were being made, what bureaucratic processes weren't, integrating community voice, and then starting to have conversations about democracy. Who's making policy decisions? How are they making them? And then where are the places we can provide input? And then finally, what are the levers of power to, again, move them towards our agenda? Base building is the methodical, continuous, very, very often boring and unfun, chop wood, carry water actions, everyday actions that people take to communicate with each other and organize to build a movement, right? One phone call at a time, one door at a time, that then leads to mobilization and then social action. And mobilization is not even base building, right? It is the relationships that we build with each other, right? That hold us through these different changes, no matter what they mean, no matter who's president, no matter who's on your board of supervisors or city council. What remains constant is our community and collective narrative. And what remains constant is the power that we build because we have relationships with each other and an agenda.
I didn't even want to tell a story about a feel-good, pick yourself up by the bootstraps situation that would play into that, where people would be left off the hook. I feel like, we don't have to take action when it looks like someone's heroic arc means, they just defied all odds and did it on their own. I think that's one of the most important things to me, is that, this is about relationship building. This is about movement building. And I was really worried that my story, our stories, our movement would be commodified, which is very, which is what happens. And so I had a lot of, right from the beginning, I felt very heard by the producer and the director right from the beginning. And we talked about it a lot, and they told me that I would get some producer credit because we were in communication as much as I had capacity to be in communication, truly.
As you said, the film tells a story that is really recognizable to an organizer, right? Like we see ourselves in the story, and that it helps relieve some of that fatigue of having to, you know, tell stories, which can be, you know, triggering and re-traumatizing to tell over and over again. So just in that, like, I feel like the film is doing its work. It's doing it from a place of power, like uplifting the power in organizing and coming together and not being alone and not having to just go out and be seen only for, you know, the trauma that you've lived through.
We've both worked with communities before to be like, here's a film, we're hoping it can help, you know, get the message out there. But working with Clarissa was just so different because she has this vision. She has this clarity of like, this is what needs to happen. And so that sort of opened up possibilities for us. And so we're delighted to see it doing its work.